For many years, the problem with compositing is that if you tried to bring in an object that wasn't in the right rotation or scale or perspective, it simply did not work. However, Photoshop has just solved that issue. There's a brand new rotate object tool within Photoshop that uses AI to automatically rotate your object to any perspective you need. And today, we're gonna show you how to do it. But not just that, we're also gonna show you how to blend in seamless shadows and how to use Generative Fill to make sure where it touches the ground actually looks realistic. So we're starting off with this background image in Photoshop, and I'm gonna place a product right here. So I have another image with my product in it. Let's go ahead and click and drag that right here into Photoshop, and we're gonna hit this checkbox. Now, here's the cool thing. If you wanna follow along with this tutorial, both of these images are totally free. Just click on the link right down below. You can download them and follow along. All right, now the first thing I need to do is basically take this product and I need to cut it out of its background. So we're gonna use this tool right over here on the very left-hand side. I'm gonna use my object selection tool. Now with your object selection tool, basically you can just kind of click on the object. You can see I have a pink outline here. I can just click here and you can see it makes this into a selection. So what we're gonna do is duplicate this to a new layer. So with this selection active and I'm on my rotate image product layer, we're gonna hit Control or Command J. Okay, and as you can see, it simply duplicates that product to a new layer. Let's just make the background invisible so you can see, yes, in fact, we have a brand new layer with just this product. Now I can try to put it over here, but you can see the scale doesn't exactly work here. Like it looks kind of like straight on, but as you can see, it should kind of tilt towards me a little bit. As you can see, the base that I'm putting it on, I can see the top of this area, meaning that it's kind of tilting towards. So I need to do the same thing with this product. Okay, now we're getting into rotate object. So to get to rotate object, first thing you want to do, cut your object out of the background. You can see we've already done that. It's really easy. Just hit Control or Command T. That's going to enter into your transform dialog. Now the transform dialog has been around forever. We can just scale this image down. We can kind of move it around where we want it. But here is our brand new tool. It's rotate object right within the transform dialog. So go ahead and hit Control or Command T first, and then rotate object is going to be available in your contextual taskbar. Now, if you don't see your contextual taskbar, don't worry. Just go to Window and then make sure that contextual taskbar right down here is checked. All right, so we're going to click here on rotate object, and this is basically step one. So let's click on rotate object. It's going to find the subject of the image. It's not hard because literally we already cut it out from its background, which I do recommend doing. If you don't cut it out, it's going to try to find it on its own, but I would suggest like defining the actual object first. Okay, so now we can see we have a slightly lower resolution version of our image, but I have some new controls that I've never had in Photoshop. I can rotate this image towards me. So let's go ahead and you can see it's basically like a 3-dimensional shape at this point. Now, don't worry, I know the resolution and the quality looks horrible right now, but when we apply this transformation, it's gonna look a lot better. So in this case, we can rotate it towards me. I can also use a turntable to rotate around the sides. Now, of course, it doesn't actually know what the side of this bottle looks like. This is AI, right? It's just generating whatever it thinks the side of this object should be, and sometimes it works better than others. If you don't like what it's done, you can simply hit Escape and then hit Rotate Object once more. But I find this works for subtle transformations, right? We don't need to do crazy stuff. So the first thing we want to do is rotate this towards me. There we go. And that you're going to see already looks like it's seated on that platform much better. Now we have one more thing we haven't talked about. This is key. It's perspective warp. So as we click on this perspective warp and I click and drag this towards me, basically it will flatten or widen. It's going to change the perspective. So if you drag it up, this is going to be more of like if you're shooting with a 200mm lens, it's going to flatten it out. If you drag this down, it's going to be like if you're shooting with a 16mm lens. It's going to make it super distorted. It's going to make it seem like it's closer to the camera, right? So you're just going to use this until you find the actual mid-ground, okay? The goal, of course, is to match it with your photograph. And to do this, you just kind of want to like mentally like see how it matches your photograph, right? Like if you know the original focal length that you shot your photograph, you could kind of like mimic it. But in reality, here's what we're doing. We're just gonna drag it this way. Does it look better or worse? Drag it that way, better or worse. And then we're gonna find a mid ground where it looks good and we're gonna stop. Fantastic. And there we go. We can see that looks really good. I could rotate it down a little bit more if I wanted, but honestly, already this is much, much better than the original. So when we're done, literally all we have to do is click on done. Now, the cool thing here is it's going to enhance this rotated image. So it's going to bring more quality back to this image. As we saw, the quality was really not good when we started with, but it just kind of lowered the quality to give us this three-dimensional object. And now, as you can see, our quality is much better. Let's go ahead and take a look at the original product right next to it. So this is the original product here on the right-hand side. And you can see here on the left-hand side, now I'm seeing the top of this area, and it makes a lot more sense that it actually fits into this scene. And the change of perspective looks a lot better. See how this looks really flat and it's not exactly at the right angle? The new rotate object works a lot better. So we're gonna stick with this. Now, we talked about using multiple different tools together. You're gonna wanna use rotate object, but then you have to use Harmonize after it, and then you have to use Generative Fill. So it's a 3-step process. And if you don't do all 3 steps, it's just not gonna look good at all. So we've already done the first step, which is rotate object. Now it's time to get into our second step, which is Harmonize. It's really easy to do. So let's go to this layer here. We're already on layer 1. And as you can see, the highlights, the shadows, they're not interacting with my background at all. Okay, so here's where Harmonize comes in. Now, the cool thing is that Harmonize is actually right here in my contextual taskbar. So I've rotated my object. You can see I actually have a special rotate object layer, which is really nice. And now all I have to do is click on Harmonize. So when I click on Harmonize, this is going to be using AI, just a heads up. Actually, this entire tutorial is using AI, like, of course, right? It turned a flat image into a 3-dimensional rotatable object. Of course, that's AI. But this Harmonize feature is going to be using AI, and it's going to give us here in our properties windows multiple different variations. And this is key because with these variations, you can then choose through the variation. And check this out. As I zoom out, you can see each of these variations, I'm actually casting shadows now on my background. You can always click here on generate. If you click on generate, you're gonna get 3 more variations. So if you don't like the first 3 generations that you got, you can click on generate to get more variations. Now, this might wind up using credits. You wanna make sure you check your credits. I'm gonna show you how to do that in just a second. You can check that right here inside of Photoshop. Okay, so you can see we're generating 3 more results, and here are my variations. I can just click through and I can find whatever I think works best. And you know, if you don't wind up, I think that one actually looks really good. If you don't wind up getting something you like, you just hit generate one more time. Okay, now we talked about this being a 3-step process, right? The first step is going to be rotate object. Your second step is going to be harmonize, and your third step is going to be generative fill. Here's why. Wherever your object touches the ground, it's probably not gonna look that good until you use generative fill to fix it. So that's what we're gonna do next. Let's go back here to our layers panel, and I'm just gonna create a new layer, okay? Now we're gonna scroll in and look at the ground here, okay? This is not good, right? There's something going on there with a shadow from the original image, and whatever all this is, like this is not at all usable. But not a problem. We can fix it with generative fill. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna start off with our selection brush tool. So let's go ahead and grab our selection brush tool. It's under your move tool here. You might have the lasso selected, but we're gonna go to the selection brush tool. Keyboard shortcut is L. Okay, now you can use your open and close brackets to make your brush larger and smaller. I'm gonna go ahead and just paint right over that little blemish, and make sure you paint over the ground. This is the key. Where the object meets the ground, you must paint over. It's very, very important. Okay, so now that we have that as a selection, we're ready to use generative fill to generate the shadow. And this is going to unite the object with the ground. Really important. So we have this as a selection. We're gonna click on generative fill. There we go. Now, we did mention that you can check your credits right here in Photoshop. It's a new feature, fantastic addition. all you have to do is click right here on this button. You can see your generative credits. You can see how many I have left. And here, if you go to your features, you can see depending on which tool you use, it's going to be using different amounts of credits. So you can see right here, rotate object, 20 credits, okay? Keep that in mind. Now, this is going to be different for every single plan. So you're going to want to make sure you click here on your generative credit balance. But you can see for me, I have the pro plan, so I get 4,000 a month because I pay a ton of money because I'm an instructor. You might have more, you might have less, but always make sure you check that out. Okay, let's go ahead and close that out. Now, what we're gonna do is I've already selected this area. I've showed you how to check your generative credits. And here where it says, what do you wanna generate? I'm just gonna type in shadow. That's all we have to do. We're just gonna type in shadow and we're just gonna say the brand new model. We're gonna say Firefly Fill and Expand. There we go. And I'm gonna click on Generate. So this is gonna generate with Firefly Fill and Expand. And again, just like with Harmonize, I'm gonna get 3 different variations. And we can see, like how much better is that already? And each of my 3 variations, they're all totally fine, honestly, the first one. But let's just like turn this off and on. So let's see that before, like not usable at all, like a shadow from the original flower. And then what is this on the bottom? No, that's not usable. But here in the after, all of a sudden it's like, yep, that totally works. And our composite looks fantastic. So you can see each one of these steps was incredibly important. Now, here's the cool thing. We're gonna take this one step further. I want some of those flowers from the original image in this composite as well. Why not? So we're gonna zoom out here. Look at that. Already it looks so much better. We're gonna take this rotate image product, this original photo. So let's go ahead and pop that up to the very top. Remember, this is the original photograph. I'm gonna go ahead and use my object selection tool again. So let's go ahead and grab that object selection tool and I wanna find, basically I wanna select my flowers. So selecting the flowers, you can just kind of click and drag right around those flowers like this. I'm gonna hold Shift and click on that flower, Shift and click on that flower. Let's hit Control or Command J on the flowers, okay? Which just puts them on their own layer. And then we're gonna do the same thing here. I'm gonna go to this layer. We're gonna grab, again, our object selection tool. Boom, right over here, object selection tool. I'm gonna click on that flower, hold Shift, and then click on those flowers. And I'm gonna duplicate those to the new layer too. So now, check this out. I've got some flowers that I can kind of just put wherever I want. And we're gonna do the same thing because I like these flowers. They were cool. That's kind of like what I liked about the original image to begin with. So with these flowers selected, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna click here on Harmonize. There we go. It's gonna generate, it's gonna put shadows, it's going to put highlights, it's going to make these flowers look a lot better. So basically by putting them on their own layer, it's a very similar process as what we did with the original product. Okay, so Harmonize, again, you're going to see you're gonna have multiple different variations, and I'm doing this in real time. So as we go through the different variations, you can see these are what's being harmonized here on the left-hand side. There we go. Here we have an actual shadow for that flower. That looked okay. Not my favorite results that I've ever gotten, if I'm being honest, but that's okay. We're gonna click on the right-hand side and we're gonna click on Harmonize again. Keep in mind, you can just click on that Generate button as many times as you like. You're gonna be using some credits, but you can click on Generate to get better and better results. And of course, if you wanna hand paint the shadows, you can definitely do that too. I'm not saying you can't do that. It's always old school is welcome here. Okay, now that looks a lot better. So let's just go ahead and show that before and after with those flowers. I can definitely tell that the shadows look a lot better with those flowers. And then again, what I would do on the very, very top, okay, my personal suggestion is I would definitely just paint over, there we go, where these flowers are actually hitting the ground. We have a difference in focal length here. So, you know, that's one thing to just keep in mind. But I would definitely always recommend painting like where the flowers actually meet the ground. We're gonna click on Generative Fill and I'm gonna type in shadow and then click on Generate. There we go. It's just gonna make that area where the object actually meets the ground. It's gonna make it much more realistic. Okay, so here you can see it's doing this with Firefly Fill and Expand. We're almost done. The product looks amazing. Look at that. I mean, killer. And the flowers look much, much better. You can see they're kind of like folding over. In my properties window, I have a few different variations here. Obviously, I can kind of choose whichever one I want, but the flowers look a lot better. They look like they're actually interacting with the ground and folding over. And there is our final composite using, oh my gosh, rotate object, then moving into Harmonize, and then moving into Generative Fill to generate the area where the product meets the ground. Now, the cool thing here is that if you followed all the way through this tutorial, you can download these sample images, but you also get this PSD. So you can download this entire layered file. You can open it, you can change the rotation of that object. It's all totally free. Just click on the link right down below. Again, my name is Aaron Nace. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to get more free tutorials, simply click on subscribe. Thank you again, and I'll Phlearn you later. Bye, everyone.